What? Okay.
I have extra mail. Ooh, I got, a sweet legacy hat. Oh my god, I haven't logged in since that thing.
Well, I'm glad that you decided to do so now.
Yep, me too. Me too.
Okay, we are broadcasting. We are recording. Shall we start a podcast? Yes, I'm going to take that as yes.
Okay. I don't know. We're going to play thermonuclear war?
We're going to play what?
Global thermonuclear war. Wasn't that what you were... Shall we play a gaming?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, I thought that was your reference.
No, but that is a good reference. Oh my god, your keyboard's loud.
It's not even that loud. It's not even a mechanical keyboard yet.
You know whose keyboard isn't loud? Mine, because I don't type on the podcast.
Wow, look at that.
You know why I don't type on the podcast? Because I've got a smartphone.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow,
there we go.
Speaking of, my neighborhood next door site just emailed 2 links: what to do if you find a baby rabbit and what to do if you find a baby squirrel. Thanks, Nextdoor.
Nextdoor cracks me up. It's just like license plates of suspicious RVs and.
Suspicious RVs? What, are they full of marijuana? Isn't it legal where you are?
Yeah, but I don't think they still wouldn't like that. There's also Nextdoor. My Nextdoor group has started a thing where they want to curb package stealing by filling up packages with cat litter and putting it on their porches.
How is that helpful?
I guess because then the thieves get home and realize they have boxes full of cat litter and have learned the error of their ways.
What's really funny is I get my cat litter delivered.
Yeah, me too. Well, I usually do. The last time I got it, one of the boxes split in the mail, and I picked up the box, and cat litter spilled out the little corner of the holding box, and all over my house as I pulled it to the garage. So
that's fantastic.
The downside of being in an apartment is that all our packages go to the front manager's office, and I feel bad sending my cat litter to the manager to shelf.
I never. Oh, I guess I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess I didn't do cat litter. I didn't do nearly as much stuff until I had a house.
Yeah. If I had a house, I'd order all kinds of crazy shit. Okay.
Cases of toilet paper.
Wait, aren't you doing Amazon Fresh now? Will they bring it to your thing?
No, they'll bring it to the manager's office. We're going to start doing Fresh in a couple weeks. We're wrapping up Blue Apron, and then we're going to start doing Fresh.
That's totally the path we went down. We got rid of Blue Apron, and then we started eating Fresh. But we still have this big stack of Blue Apron recipes, so that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we keep all those, so those are awesome.
And actually, you can get all the new ones online without being a member.
Thing is, Blue Apron's really nice in the winter when it's cold and rainy and I don't want to go to the store or even think about cooking. But, in the summer, I just, want to eat salads constantly. So...
I can't say I've ever had that.
I was going to say I don't have that problem.
No, summer is all the time meat.
Grilling.
Yes, exactly. Steaks, burgers, hot dogs.
Now that we have access to a grill, maybe we
The botulism grill, yeah.
Lots of sausages.
It gets really hot! Oh my god, okay. Hello.
Hi, you two.
Outside or on the grill?
What? Yes, both. I'm starting this podcast. I'm dazed.
I thought we already started.
No, we're starting. No, we just started
5 minutes ago.
Well, we're recording, but we haven't actually started. So now we're actually
good B-roll.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Wait, do we need to clap again so you know where to start?
Clapping?
It's not funny. It's not funny. The clapping.
Yes, it is. The clapping is hilarious every time. Every time.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going for it. Hello, and welcome to episode 95 of the Cat Context Podcast. This will be for the week of April 3rd, 2016. I'm doing a week now because I was kind of a week late with posting the last podcast, so we're flexible.
You can never remember what date the upcoming Wednesday is?
I can't remember. No, and I had to open up a calendar to remember what today was, so...
I wrote it down and got yelled at last time.
I heard that. I stopped the editing, turned around to Vajra and said, "They're yelling at Ellie for being prepared. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard." It was fantastic. Thank you to Erlit and Alindra who are here again today. Thank you to you two for holding down the fort last episode with Core and soldiering on.
We try.
Yes, there was a podcast.
That sure was the thing that we did.
That sure was a podcast. I enjoyed listening to episodes. I always enjoy listening to the ones that I don't take part in because it's always new and surprising what we talk about. I honestly, like half the time when we edit the ones that I am in, I'm still finding it new and surprising what we talk about. But today we are going to talk about a number of things, including, if you can see in the video, this thing right here. Oh no, it's upside down. No, okay.
Oh my God.
There, the future is now. It's a GearVR. I've been doing VR gaming, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to talk a bit about Nintendo, a number of things, including their new social network, the Miitomo, with 2 eyes, because I don't even know. And also we're going to loop back in with Ellie after last time. Did I just say loop back in? Oh God, I work in marketing. And talk about how the division is going now, 2 weeks later. But first, let's talk to my co-hosts. It's Arrowlight and Lindreal. Arrow, how's your weekend going?
My weekend is awesome. I'm sneezing glitter because I started a business that is full of glitter, and it's super exciting and fun.
That's better than if you were sneezing glitter for no particular reason.
Yeah, sneezing glitter for no particular reason, I think, is probably a health hazard, and you should look into that. Find out where your mystery glitter is coming from.
If you sneeze glitter for more than 3 hours, contact your doctor.
It's true facts.
I thought it was just a consequence of being a parent to a couple of young girls.
That too. Actually, they don't do a lot with glitter, really. It's I don't know, more Pokemon battling on the stairs, which is exciting and fun when the little one loses and falls down the stairs.
Are they gonna get the virtual reality Pokemon game?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But you can
Because
throw
that's
actual
ridiculous.
Pokeballs.
No, that is not happening. You know what a virtual reality Pokemon game would mean in my house? It would mean that everything is broken forever. Forever.
Okay, then they should just put it on HoloLens and at least have a view to the outside world.
Oh man, HoloLens looks so cool.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, I want one of those. Ellie, how's your weekend?
Good, except that I don't live in the virtual reality world like everybody else. It's very sad.
I know, you're streets behind, dude.
Yeah, you can keep trying to make that happen.
Yeah.
No, my weekend's good. I don't even know what I've done, but it was good. I'm happy. I kept waking up and thinking that today was Monday, and then it wasn't. And
Oh man, that would be awesome.
it was both good and stressful because I don't know why I was stressed about what's happening Monday, but I'll find out tomorrow.
Wow.
Hooray! I had the same thing. Like I kept waking up and having zombie apocalypse streams and being like, well, let's not do that. And then I just have another zombie apocalypse stream of a totally different nature. And I'm like, brain, stop working through zombie apocalypse. I don't really know why that is.
What VR games have you been playing?
That's a good question.
That led you into that.
Yes, I have been playing one of the horror VR games, which is scary because it's all right up in your face. But I'll be honest, I haven't had the Gear VR that long, and mostly what I've been doing is playing with like videos and photos and whatnot, and it's really cool. Unsurprisingly, there is one of the photo sets that it comes with is a photo set of like food markets around the world. So I strapped it onto Vajra's head and sent him to like, a Thai food market and then like a food market in like Spain and just, oh my gosh.
How would that not just annoy the shit out of you that you couldn't actually get the Thai food?
Well, it did make us hungry, yeah. Yeah, looking at it all, yeah.
But then you can just go to the local Thai market and buy similar things.
That is very true.
It must be nice to have a local Thai market. I'm in Nashville. We get dick.
We do have local Thai market here in Seattle. Yeah, no, but it's really cool, and there's it comes with an app that lets you like move through the galaxy and look at planets and kind of get in close, and then as you look around the sky, it will show juxtapose the constellations over the stars, so you can see where they are as you look around, and you're zooming through space going towards Mercury or whatever, and it's disorienting but really cool. It's amazing how fast your brain sort of says, okay, this is my new reality. That's cool.
Yeah, they've spent a lot of time doing that to make it so that people don't get sick instead. I think the proper VR headsets do an even better job, and Although the Rift, I think, has like some sort of weird nausea rating on it. Did you hear about that?
No.
They like are ranking every game like 1 to 3, with like one being everybody is okay and 3 being like everybody pukes all the time. So or
Oh, the
something
Gear
like
VR stuff comes with that. It comes sort of a level
okay.
of whether
Yeah, it's
how
probably the same.
comfortable people are going to be with it.
Yeah. Because Gear VR and Oculus, I mean, they're both Oculus products, right?
They
So
are, yeah. The one thing that the Gear VR doesn't have the Oculus does is movement tracking, so you can't move through an environment by like stepping forward.
right, and just I mean, and also the processing of your computer. And I think the screen is your phone screen, so it doesn't have the like uh, whatever they call it, low persistence, high refresh rate thing that helps with nausea. But that said, uh, it's pretty sweet. Do you get to use a controller with it, or do you have to just?
You can use a controller. I don't have one. You had to pay extra for that, so I do not have one. If I take to the gaming on it, I will. One of the games that it did come with was the wait, no, don't tell me, or the one where you have to quickly
Oh yeah,
do something before
yeah.
it explodes.
Stop,
Yeah,
keep talking and no one explodes.
that's it. Yeah, keep talking and no one explodes. And that's a lot of fun, definitely. I only have like a handful of games that came free with it. I think it'll be worth kind of looking at. I hear you can apparently play Minecraft on the Gear VR, which I wouldn't mind doing just to kind of compare to Minecraft experiences outside of VR. And also, when I played Minecraft like 4 or 5 years ago, I got an unhealthy obsession with it and used to think about like getting a pick and picking through like my walls and stuff. And so having VR might not be good for that. Then I'm going to start want to hit things. But I was like, there was when I did get it. Vajra and I took turns being like in the middle of the study on a swivel chair, just like with our arms out, being like, "It's like I can touch Paris," You look kind of goofy.
Is
So
it
don't.
mostly full video that they've done, or is it like polygons and whatnot?
No, it's video. There is video. Yeah, definitely, and there is also polygons and whatnot. And as well, you can watch normal Netflix and Hulu videos on the VR, but it's sort of like you're sitting on a couch in an
Right.
extremely tony living room watching Hulu. That was actually what gave me the most sort of dysmorphia, was looking down and realizing that I'm sitting in a chair in real life, but if I look down, I'm sitting like on this really fluffy couch, and I'm like, oh, this is really hurting my brain. Yeah. But the 3D video is pretty cool. With my phone, I can only do like maybe like a minute and a half of video as it stands right now, because it's just the computing power, it just isn't there on my phone. I think that's something where the Oculus will really shine.
Before your battery's dead, or
My
before?
phone just overheats. It just gets really hot.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that's just a limitation of the phone. So everything does the games do look a little, they're a little blocky, but it still has that sort of immersive, I can look around and everything
Yeah, I
environment.
mean, even in the Google Cardboard, some of that stuff is like surprisingly good. And I mean, I don't know how it is for you, but like normal, like going to the movies and seeing a 3D movie doesn't work that well for me. I don't get sick, but it just doesn't work that well. But like the 3D in the cardboard was actually worked and did not hurt my head in the same way. So I expect that as you step up, that gets even better, which is pretty cool.
I agree, actually. I'm not a big fan of the 3D in the movies. I find it generally detracts from the movie experience, whereas I think watching a, VR headset version of a 3D movie would be really cool.
Do you have a problem with the glasses?
No, it works pretty well. They fit in there, and then there's sort of a little control thing to refocus with your glasses. So, no, it
Cool.
actually works quite well with that. Yeah, but generally, it's a pretty cool little toy. I think we are sort of in the bleeding edge now, and as more apps and whatnot come out, it will be more and more useful. But I can definitely see proof of concept is there, and I'm interested to see what they can do in the future. And boy, horror movie games are really freaking scary.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah, like when there's something behind you and you turn around, it's really behind you. It's yeah. No, they should do like a PT for VR. That'd be amazing. You turn around and it's in your face, and I'm like, oh god. Yeah, no, it gets pretty creepy. But you do, like, everyone looks like an idiot with a VR thing strapped to their head. They're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it's got this like over the top of your head strap, which is important to keep it up. But it also means it really messes with your hair. Excuse me, messes your hair.
Oh no, that's yeah. See, I bet it was not a lot of women on the dev team.
Right, exactly. Which in the long term, I'm just not going to want to wear like a number of straps around my head that mess up my hair. I'm just not going to want to do it. So, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty into it.
Cool.
I think
I'm
the
hoping
Oculus will be neat.
Yeah, I'm hoping to find a way to get a proper headset, hopefully by the end of the year. It's hard to tell because I can't buy one at this point since I didn't pre-order and they're all backed up till the middle of the summer. But I'm not sure whether the Vive or the Rift is more interesting to me. They're basically the same price once you figure out that like when you buy the Vive, you also have to buy, or when you buy the Rift, you're going to eventually have to buy the controllers and crap too that the Vive has. So either that or maybe PlayStation VR, also a possibility.
I think the PlayStation VR is going to be the big entry level winner. I feel like it's the right price point. People already have the hardware at home with the PlayStation 4. I think it's hit that sweet spot that it's going to do really well.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully it does enough things well enough on the current generation PS4 hardware that that is actually worth buying for most people, right? There's like a few rumors about a PlayStation 4.5 hardware boost and a new Xbox 1.5, I guess. Also,
I haven't heard that one. Huh.
Yeah. Probably to support higher poly, higher frame rate VR games, or just games in general. But so if I'm gonna feel like I need to buy another $500 PlayStation to get the VR experience, then I'm on board for a graphics card for my desktop instead. So I don't know. Either way, it's exciting, and in 2 years, that blocky ass headset you have is gonna look like those giant gray phones that all our parents had. So.
Yeah, every time I have the opportunity to try VR, whether it was like at PAX a few years ago or now with the GearVR, I become more and more convinced that this is actually going to be a thing. It's not just like 3D televisions or something. I think this is here to stay, and it's a technology that will be in most people's homes within a couple of years in some form or another.
Yeah, most people that have high-end computers.
Right, or a PlayStation 4.
Or gaming consoles or whatever. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It still has to overcome the price issue that phones have been working really hard to overcome over the last 7-8 years since the iPhones came out. Right, like smartphones have not penetrated. They penetrated the U.S. obviously really well and other sort of economically powerful countries, but I don't know. It's exciting. It'll be fun.
It will be fun. What I'm really interested in is how fast they can let me stream what I'm looking at. Someone in Twitch is working on that. Like, can I, like my gaming experience, can I stream that live to the internet, like what I'm looking at?
Oh, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. They already do that on the dev kits for the Rift and the Vive. Have been able to output they do the little 2i thing. So I don't see why they wouldn't be able to take that feed and encode it on your video encoders and stream it to other people's headsets. I think the main limiting factor is that you have to get, 90 frames per second with no drop rate to not get motion sick.
Right, that's a problem.
That's probably the limiting factor.
That will, I think, if they can figure that out, watchable gaming is definitely the way of the future. So, everyone can sit there and have their Heroes of the Dorm. If that can be transmitted to your 3D, visor.
Yeah, it can be done because the YouTube does 360 video or VR video. There's a YouTube 360 already, so. Certainly, some of that can be done, but I don't know. I don't know how it'll work on, with full frame rate games. So
Yeah, it should be
I'm
interesting.
sure. I'm sure they're working.
Talk about this, and all I can picture is the sex scene in Demolition Man.
Well,
And I don't see how that is appealing to anyone in any way.
I have already heard about some dude who got a GearVR and immediately masturbated himself into unconsciousness. He had to go to the hospital because he fell down and hit his head. Because there is already, of course, porn for the VR.
Yeah, but can't you like sit in a chair or something?
I think he did, but he just slid out of his
I really don't want to think about this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to think about the physics exactly too much about that, but apparently this
or
is
picture it in any
yeah.
way.
Well, yeah, and his friends saw him and took a photo of it, and
Yeah, of course they
his
did.
friends do, yeah, and yeah, that sure was a passed out dude with a GearVR and his pants around his ankles.
It's
That's the new college prank.
No.
Well, I mean, but you have a point in that, of course, the big joke, but it's true, is new technology catches on even faster depending on how fast the porn industry can use it. And I think there is a lot of room for that in VR. But, but yeah, it could happen. I mean, it will happen. But that is also going to help the adoption rate of this technology.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't
really want to adopt it that much.
I don't know if porn is driving things in.
It's not porn that drives things. It's dudes who want to have sex. That's what drives things. Straight white dudes. They're the target market for porn. That correlation is not necessarily causation.
That is true, but the things like buffering rates for streaming video and stuff. It was porn websites that really pushed the technology limits for that. So I think the same could happen with VR.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully there's a push separately to get better broadband across the country from world. And I mean, if it takes VR porn to get there, like, we're still winning.
If that's what you think is winning. I mean, granted, I'm real cranky about this in general because I physically can't use it. I'm one of those 10%. I can't watch 3D movies either. I physically can't focus on it. My eyes just don't work that way. So I don't know how to get excited about it. Something that means nothing to me. Less than nothing.
Are the VR headsets, do they have the same problem?
I have the same problem with them.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I guess you'll have to live in the real world and not the virtual world.
Well, now you'll never get to go on a virtual reality date with Cullen.
I would never... No. Mr. Aaron makes fun of me the same way. No, I am not interested in Cullen. I'm interested in Cullen and my character. They're different.
You can't watch them. You can't watch them.
Yeah, I can. It's called Dragon Age Inquisition. You think I don't know?
But you could like go all the way around. You could do the spinny camera like romantic.
Yeah.
That's true. Think of screenshot opportunities in VR.
Yes, which I already have thanks to the cinematic tools.
But think about the 3D models you could have in your living room.
Yeah, no. I could not be friends with a recovering heroin addict. I'm not strong enough for that. I'm not a good enough person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe the future of VR is not for you. That's fair.
I worry about it the same way I worry about 3D movies. Like, if every movie becomes 3D, I'm fucked. No more movies for me ever. And if, all the bleeding edge AAA gaming goes to VR or 3D, again, I am boned. So...
I think we're so far off that happening, though. I mean, this is still like extremely early days of technology.
Hopefully I will be dead before that happens.
Or they'll sort that out because...
They'll get new eyes?
I don't, I'm sure that
Cyber eyes would be pretty badass. I can't lie.
I'm sure that they won't be sorting out how to hit the people who have trouble with the technology.
One of my ex-boyfriends from way back in the day really wanted stainless steel eyeballs, and he was really hoping that robotics would catch up to the point where he could have stainless steel eyes.
That's fucked up, yo.
Why would you need stainless steel eyes
I don't know. He said it would make him
specifically?
look badass.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, robot eyes. So think about it.
So what's your favorite app so far? Like if I get a Gear VR, what should I get? And then we can move on to something else.
Okay. Sorry, Era.
It's cool. I'm sitting here playing scam games.
Honestly, like I said, I haven't played a whole ton of the games yet. I've mostly been doing the apps to move around the world, and just like the photo apps. I mean, I don't know. I'm a sucker for like world travel and stuff, so I've been really into that. It's like going on a little tour of Paris, except I'm on my couch.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, going to Paris without having to deal with TSA sounds pretty great.
No, it is. It's good. It's really good. And once they manage to add in movement tracking, which I know they're working on for the Gear VR, which they have in the Oculus, like I just walked down the street in Paris. Okay, I'm in for that. Screw you, rest of the real world.
You won't get to smell and
real life will, for at least the next generation, retain its primacy. But you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. We can all just strap on our headsets.
Like a Saturday Night Live skit.
I'm sure.
There was actually way back in the day in like 2000, someone wanted to do.
Oh, that's so long ago.
I was bad for technology, for internet technology. They wanted to do an eye smell, and it was like this thing that was like about that size, and it would sit on your desk, and it had like 6 or 7 different smells, and it would combine to create 100,000 smells or something.
How many of them were farts?
Yeah.
How many of them were vaginas?
Yeah.
Ew. The other half.
No, there's some.
No, sorry. There was a dude involved in the marketing somewhere. Did you not see the Indiegogo for the vagina beer?
Yeah, I did watch a virtual sex indie. There was a Kickstarter because I was watching a bad Kickstarter channel, and on a Kickstarter videos, and there's like the headset, and there was like the robo sheath, and oh my goodness, dudes, I don't even know. Arrow, we're just gonna be replaced by robot sheaths.
I mean, I think that those same robo dudes are worried about also being replaced.
Yeah, sorry, robo dudes. I already kind of go both ways. So
Sorry, robo dudes. So that's the future of technology and porn. It's stuck to your head. Thank you, Ellie. How is the?
I did not make another Avenue Q reference. I want everyone to be super proud of me.
Only a little.
You're only a little proud of me?
Yeah, mostly because I like Avenue Q.
That's true. Avenue Q. Ellie, The Division. You have played more of it.
That's true.
Let me ask you. Like, people say this is like the new. Like, basically, this is what people play instead of Destiny.
I mean, I think that's true, but I don't. It's interesting. I'm wearing a Destiny shirt. All of my friends but one who were playing Destiny consistently are now playing Division consistently. And that one basically just has been busy since Division came out. And the other one that doesn't play much was having trouble with Uplay, logging into Uplay. So,
that's fair.
So,
like it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, for me, that's true, but I was already bored of Destiny. Destiny's also been in a 6-month content gap since I think the last release was in September, give or take. And they're finally having one in next 2 weeks, the 12th or something like that. They're finally doing a PvE content update for Destiny. So we'll see how that impacts it. They're relatively similar games in that you kind of wander around and shoot things, I guess, but like that's just kind of the genre. So I don't know. That's like a weird comparison, I guess.
Yeah, but it does seem like it's somewhat siphoning off the attention of Destiny players.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, I'll be really interested to see what happens to Destiny and the Division when the Destiny expansion comes out. Um, Also, the Division, I believe, is available on PC, which means that it can hit more people. And apparently, there's more douchebaggery on the PC, as you might expect, especially in the like free for all PvP sort of like I guess it's the end game zone. I'm not really sure what the end game actually is, but it's called the Darkness Zone, and you just kind of go in there and like random events happen and you collect loot, but you can't actually keep the loot unless you get the loot to an extraction point, which is basically like a hold this point for against like waves of bad guys for a few minutes while a helicopter comes, and then you put your gear on there and it flies off with your gear and you get it in your stash. But the way that PvP works is that that area is also PvP, like a free play PvP zone. And like if you shoot friendly players, then you go rogue for a while, kind of like a WoW flagging mechanic, and then everybody can shoot you or whatever. But when you die, you drop your shit. You drop your shit. So people basically camp all the extraction points, and like high level people camp all the extraction points, and as the lower level people are trying to get their stuff on the helicopters, they just come in, shoot them, and take all their shit, and then leave over and over and over again. Apparently, that is a thing on PC. I have not run into that on PlayStation, so that's good. Maybe there just aren't enough high level people to do that yet. But I don't know. Like so far, I'm having fun. It's pretty fun. It's a little weird that like all of the bad guys are like black dudes in hoodies or Hispanic guys in baseball caps. Like, I mean, there are also some white dudes who worked at the hazmat suits or something, but it's just like, I mean, it's to some degree the nature of the nature of the setting, but it's also definitely problematic. So, it's yeah, yeah, that face is right, Leon.
Yeah, that is awkward. Well, as you guys discussed last week, it is Tom Clancy.
It is, yeah. I mean, I think the like glorification of the police state stuff that we sort of touched on last week is completely to be expected. I think that given the fact that there's a lot of diversity in the characters you can make, the sort of lack of diversity and primary focus on minorities as bad guys, at least for the early part of the game, is pretty bad. I mean, especially bad, I should say. Like, it's pretty bad anyway. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I it's hard to talk about the game. The gameplay I find fun. I like the cover mechanic. I did a bunch of our group stuff since the last time, and it's way more fun with a group. It's pretty fun solo, but it's way more fun with a group because the tactics matter. Like the enemies will get pinned down, and flanking matters and all that kind of stuff, which is cool, and you don't usually get in a shooter, and definitely not in Destiny. Destiny is way more Halo run and gun style, even if the Division is still shoot 3 clips of guys into a bad guy to kill him.
Do you think, is there 6 months of content or playing in this game? Can you see yourself playing it for a while?
I mean, I play it sort of infrequently, and every time I try to play it, they seem to be doing server maintenance, so yes. Like 4 out of the last 5 times I sat down to play it, the servers were about to reset.
Nice.
So, I mean, maybe they'll string me along that way. I don't know because I don't know what the end game's like. It's got the Ubisoft thing of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of side quests and collectibles. I don't see any reason to play another character at all because there's not like a class system or anything. At least Destiny had that. But I mean, probably we'll play it for a while. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I've heard good things about it, and people who didn't think they would super enjoy it are enjoying it. So
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
I have been dabbling in the new Nintendo social network called Miitomo, which came out last week. But the day before it came out, Nintendo of America decided to fire one of their Seattle employees. Her name's Allison Rapp, and the reason they decided to fire her is because she was an ongoing target of Gamergate harassment, and they determined that she was no longer a safe person to have with their company. And it caused a lot of uproar, and then the very next day they're like, hey, we launched this adorable social network, and everyone's like, I don't remember any of what happened yesterday, which is sort of disappointing. Sometimes the fickleness of gamers can be, because there was a big outcry. It actually was trending for a while. Her name was trending on Twitter. And there was a lot of people who were really angry, and gosh, we are just forget things so fast if you release something new and shiny. We're just, woo, it's gone. Yay, shiny. So that was sort of disappointing to see that, I don't know, that gets forgotten, and to see another, target of a harassment campaign lose their job, which sucks.
Yeah, Nintendo said it was because she had a secondary job that was conflicting. But the thing was, that's great and all, but while the harassment was occurring, they said nothing. Nothing. There was no support for her as an employee. There was no, not even some stupid backhanded, but she's not in localization, what are you even talking about? Nothing from Nintendo. Absolutely nothing. So, regardless of their true human resource reason why she was fired, it looks like the assholes won.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's the true human resource. That's like the end result justification, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
and maybe according to their policy, if they'd found out this in a different way, then they still would have fired her. But
yes, my understanding is that the moonlighting rule at Nintendo is not strictly enforced, but it sure was convenient to mention in this case.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about it too.
Yeah, so I think it's a darn shame that people got upset about it. I will give it to a lot of the larger names in games journalism and media spoke up, and they've also, to the large extent, been really quiet about anything Nintendo has done since then, namely Miitomo, which is cool. I actually feel like the journalists have kind of stuck up for the little guy on this one, which is kind of nice to see.
Yeah. But regular people did, oh, look how cute this is, let's give you all of our money now, again.
Yeah, exactly. All is forgiven, everything is cute. So that is kind of...
There weren't even cats involved. What the fuck?
well,
there
there's
are
these,
cats.
which are like cat versions of people.
There are cats. I'm sorry. There are. Sorry, there are. Miitomo is a social network available on iPhone and Android, and you create your little me, and it hangs out with everyone else's little me's. Unlike every other social network, which kind of gives you free form, Facebook, what's your status today, or Twitter, what are you tweeting about? Miitomo asks you questions such as, what are you doing right now, or what was the last thing you bought, or what's your favorite flavor of popcorn, and then you answer that.
Oh my god, that is so much marketing research. They are selling the shit out of these people.
They sure are. They sure are.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's very cute, and you can buy a lot of hats for your me.
Oh boy!
There's a lot of hats. And but I found one of the things it does is it will randomly ask your friends, what is your favorite thing about this person? And as a maybe it's a weird Canadian thing, but
that can't end well in any way.
That's a little rude. Like, maybe I don't know these people that well, and it's all like, what's your favorite thing about Lior? And now they're like under pressure to say something nice about me, and I just thought that was my Miitomo was being a little, I don't know, was pushing it a little bit,
It's not very Canadian of them.
It's not very Canadian. I felt like apologizing that my Miitomo would ask them that.
Amazing.
I know. And sometimes you can open the app and your Miitomo isn't home. It's out visiting others. So you just, like, there's just like a dark room. It's like, your Miitomo isn't here right now. And I'm like, well,
That would be really creepy.
come back. What are you doing?
Are you ever in a dark room and then you just like go turn the light on and your Miitomo's like got its face like right next to your face, just staring at you?
Why would that ever be a good idea? What the fuck is wrong with you?
One of the things you can do is create little GIFs that are actually remind me a lot of bit strips, where you can take your little Miitomo and others, and you can put words and give backgrounds, and it's a lot like bit strips. And I've seen a lot of those on my social networks. I would go out and say too many of them.
What are bit strips?
Is that
Ellie?
like No, that's Bitmoji, first of all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I think bit strips might be something else. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, bit strips I thought were like the comics you make with your Bitmojis.
I totally believe that that's true. So I'm not into that, but now I'm gonna go get it because I had something else to do.
That was all over my Facebook like a year ago.
Okay, so Bitmoji is just like you make a little custom avatar and then they like come out with like a whole bunch of different emoji every week and whenever there's a new movie coming out or whatever. And then it puts your face on the Batman or whatever. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but most importantly, Snapchat okay, Bitmoji makes bit strips, so they're related.
Okay, sweet.
Snapchat just bought them for $100 million. So
It's rumored to have bought them for $100 million.
Okay, is rumored. However, that's
No,
a
it
lot
happened.
of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. So clearly there's a lot of money and little tiny versions of yourself doing amusing things. So the Miitomo market has totally
Well, maybe
caught
I
up on
can
those.
self-animate my Bitmoji now with while I'm sending a snap.
There's so many things wrong with that sentence.
Whatever, you're on
can't.
Snapchat. You can't talk.
I am, like, technically I have an account on Snapchat because I was like, what are the kids doing? I don't know. It's unfortunate that, like,
Hello, fellow youths.
Right, yeah, no, I am that GIF. Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate that brands are now moving into Snapchat, so it's a smart decision career-wise for me to at least know what's going on there, so now I'm on Snapchat.
Are you following any brands?
No.
They do these weird story things, and I don't understand them at all.
Yeah, honestly, Snapchat was like one of the first times that I felt just totally like scared and confused of something. Technology. I'm just like, what do these buttons do? I don't know.
It's relatively safe if you only send it to the people that you know. But if you put stuff on your story, then sometimes it's public and sometimes it's not, or maybe your story is only your friends.
Your story, yeah. And stories last a day, and otherwise it lasts like 3 seconds.
No, you can adjust the number of seconds that it lasts for.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. All I know is I used it for one afternoon to send you and Talon stupid photos, so that was awesome.
That's right. You can make yourself vomit photos, which is the most important thing about Snapchat.
Right, and then I showed it to Vajra, and he was like, never show that to me again.
I can't
hold
believe
still, I want to do a face swap with you. Hold still. And he was like, no, you can't. You cannot do a face swap photo of us. I do not allow it. So that there ended my voyage of Snapchat. So, yes, and Snapchat bought Bitmoji, and Miitomo has that kind of same feature where you take a little character that looks like you and a little character that looks like your friends, and you do funny backgrounds and stuff and outfits.
I mean, that's cool. I'm sure nobody will make weird sexualizations of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, are you new here?
What I find interesting is the whole, like, asking you questions, or, like, they had one question that was really stupid. It was like, how many flowers do you see in your mind right now, or something like that, and then that number is the number of people you'll date in your life. And I'm like, wait, are we in 5th grade?
Yes.
Are we going to play, like, House now, where we,
have you ever used a Nintendo?
MASH.
Yeah, have you ever used a Nintendo product ever?
Not since I was in 5th grade? Wait a second. Yeah, it's all becoming clear now. Yeah, so there's that, and plus, like, how do I say this nicely?
No, don't.
When you ask people, Don't say it nicely.
Nah, don't even bother.
Okay, I'm not gonna
No,
bother.
No,
don't bother. Say
I'm
it
really,
nicely.
I'm
Oh,
really curious
Bother.
now.
Say it nicely.
when you ask people to answer free-form questions, it's really hard for them to do so in a way that is at minimum illuminating and at best actually entertaining. There's a lot of like, what do you look for in a life partner? Someone who likes me.
Oh
And
my
you're like, I
God.
don't really feel like I know you any better now, and I'm not sure I wanted to know that anyway. Like it's this weird. It's really personal. It's this weird personal take on a social network where yeah.
Maybe you're not supposed to just be friends with everyone all the time.
Have you
Maybe.
met social networks? That's
Well, I mean,
yes, you are
yeah, I
supposed to
mean,
be friends with everyone
Well,
all the
but
time.
that's the point, right? Like, I mean, that's one of the massive backlashes against something like Facebook is that Facebook encourages you to friend everybody that you've ever met in your life. Twitter, I mean, it does, and like it's
It's
like
true. Middle
the
school
running joke
bullies
of the
keep
like
trying to add
racist,
me as a friend, and I'm like, what? No. What do you
yeah, and
know?
the racist family members and the like fourth cousins who like you've never met but like want to show you all their intimate details. I mean, like that's what Facebook is based on, and that's how Facebook markets and promotes itself.
Yeah.
And Twitter is less like that, but different, weird, and well, I mean, it is right, and
Yeah.
so like,
Okay.
I mean, maybe they're trying to make a different play. Like Nintendo is famous for making sort of weird versions of things that exist.
I
Like,
would agree with that, with the exception of like there's a reward system for how many friends you can get.
mm,
And they encourage you to add all your Twitter friends to your list and that sort of thing. But you make a good point, is that maybe they're not assuming like mass, because yeah, it is just like asking questions that I'm not necessarily interested in of people I don't really necessarily know that well. Like one person who I think felt kind of put off guard, they're like, what's your favorite thing about Lior? And they're like, I don't really know you that well. And I'm like, I didn't tell it to ask you that. I'm not going around telling people to, say nice things about me. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what you say now.
I mean,
Yeah, wow.
these people aren't on our Slack channel, so maybe they don't know what you say there.
True fact.
Slack chat, that just happens in Slack, stays in Slack.
It's
Unless
always
it gets
like,
posted to Twitter.
or gets talked about on the podcast.
Right, yeah, that too. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I think it was cute. It appealed a lot to Nintendo fans. I am not sure you'll be seeing anybody still talking about it 2 weeks from now.
Until they start emailing you 6 months later, like, hello.
That was weird, huh? Suddenly Ella wants to email me once a week, and I'm like, oh, right, I remember you.
They're probably trying to up their their active user account so that they can get acquired.
It's like when you meet someone at like a party, and then all of a sudden they email you out of the blue 18 months later, and you're like, oh, right, yeah.
I didn't even give you my email. All you did was ask a friend of a friend of a friend whose party it was.
Right, exactly. And you're like, oh, yeah, how's it going?
I've got that thing that I've got to go.
I wonder if they
counted me
as active because I tried to delete my account. Probably. See?
Probably. I mean, YouTube counts downvotes as activities, so that,
Well, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
What about Arrow? What about Arrow? We didn't talk about Arrow. Arrow didn't talk at all.
What am I talking about? Oh, I can talk about Baldur's Gate, like, real quick. Can I have 5 minutes?
Yes.
That way I'll actually have something on the podcast other than shilling my shit. Yes, buy my shit.
What's the name of your business?
Dragonsworn. Etsy.com/shop/Dragonsworn. Anyway, what was I? There was an expansion for Baldur's Gate released, which everyone thought was a joke because they dropped it on April 1st, like assholes. But no, they actually seriously dropped an expansion for Baldur's Gate 16 years after the game launched. So, like, I bought the enhanced editions forever ago when they came out, and and never got around to playing them again because I started playing them and I was like, oh yeah, this is what games were like 16 years ago. They're so much better now. And I still love this game. There's still huge nostalgia, but man, they've fixed so much shit in the years since then. Like the tedious walking around to clear out the map that's really slow and boring, and you have to actually select your party members to get them to follow you. Otherwise, they just stand there like idiots, and then giant spiders come out of the trees, and there's no one with you. Why is there no one with you? And then you die. You have to reload a save, and it's 3 hours old. What do you do? Anyway, so that's what I've been playing. Not that I was speaking from personal experience or anything.
Of course
but
not.
It's still so great, and the enhanced edition, it looks beautiful, and I'm really glad that more people than just me and people I personally know think this is a great game that deserved attention. But I have to play the entire game in order to get the expansion because it's been 16 years. I haven't played it since. And I don't remember the story. Like, I remember the basic overarching plot, but I don't remember any of the specifics about any of this shit. So I have to spend 6 hours wandering the Storm Coast and remembering arcane things like Thaco, holy shit. Yeah, D&D, that's another thing that's changed immeasurably for the better in the last 16 years.
Like 3 editions worth, 4 editions worth?
Yeah, didn't they drop 3 like right after Baldur's Gate, which is that's in AD&D rules.
3...
And then they dropped 3 very shortly after that because I have the entire run of Forgotten Realms version 3 books.
Yeah, I don't know when 3 came out. It was like late 90s, early 2000s.
It was early 2000s because I remembered having those books in my house, which I bought in 2003.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I also had 3.5, so that's...
Yeah, and then there was also 3.5, but that wasn't like a lore change. That was just another rules thing. But they dropped Thaco in like 2003.
That's right.
And like armor class goes down instead of up, which is another thing that I had trauma blocked, and all of this tedious bullshit. But the game is so good still, and yet also so much pain. It's like stabbing myself in the eye with chocolate.
I don't even know how to... That's awesome.
That's good. I really like that. That's excellent. Yeah, I've been tempted at times to start up Baldur's Gate, but then I think about all that stuff that you just talked about, and then I don't do it. Because I haven't played it, but it just seems like so incredibly brutal for modern gamers. I just don't. I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
You can. Yeah. There's actually a check mark in the options. One of the things the Advanced Edition did was it lets you play on easy without actually playing on easy. Because if you play on easy, you don't get all the story. That was one of those trick things they did. Oh, are you hardcore enough for AD&D? Fuck you. Yes, I am. But yeah, so there's a little check mark in options where you get all the benefits of easy combat without actually playing on easy. It's called story mode. Yeah, way to go, BioWare.
That's weird. I'm glad they have that.
But you still have to walk all over the map and make sure you select your companions, and the AI is fucking terrible. But then the AI never really got any better. Like, I still play the Old Republic and have to switch over to my companion and get Corso out of the fucking fire!
Yeah,
they trained me well in Baldur's Gate.
Sounds like fun.
I never played Baldur's Gate because I couldn't deal with you had to like stop the time all the time, like it, and like give everybody individual things to do like every time you want to attack, and it was just like such a fucking pain in the ass. Like
it's not
there wasn't
an
auto attack.
Yeah, there's auto attack in the enhanced edition. Like you can set it like Knights of the Old Republic, like Coder does. It'll auto pause as soon as you see a hostile enemy, and then you just make sure all your party is selected and click the attack button, and they'll all do their basic default attack.
Yeah, but I think the Origins thing was for me a better blend of those two, where you could like set up priorities, and if you didn't do something, they would just kind of do a bunch of shit that like made somewhat sense, and then you could
you could AI set someone to be a healer. Yeah, that started in Coder after The Old
Okay.
Republic. They're after Baldur's Gate. I don't know if Neverwinter Nights had the AI chain or not.
I
I'm not sure.
can't remember.
I need to wait for this company to drop, I guess, the
I can't believe they did. I still
Never.
can't believe they did. Is it literally a $20 expansion too?
It apparently is literally a $20 expansion, but wait for the Steam Summer Sale. It'll probably be 10.
Well, I was
I'm
just
sure it
looking.
would be worth 15 even. I would probably pay $15 for a good Baldur's Gate expansion. Also, I heard a rumor that the reason why Gator left BioWare and went to Beamdog was for Baldur's Gate 3. That is what a little bird told me. I'm not sure if that's true because they won't confirm that until there's an actual release. But if that is true, God, I love Forgotten Realms. I love Forgotten Realms so much. It is my favorite stupid, nerdy, fictional world.
Are you gonna play as Drizzt?
No. Fuck Drizzt. I like the Pantheon in Forgotten Realms, and I play clerics, which was the weirdest thing about playing a priest in Warcraft, coming into a system where priests wore cloth instead of plate, was very strange to me.
And there was no Pantheon.
And there was no Pantheon. Anyway, so I really like Baldur's Gate,
but Leo's shaking her head like she's like, I don't, man, these fucking nerds, I don't know where these nerds came from.
Whatever, you've got a VR headset on camera. I don't want to hear it. There's nothing I do that's as dorky as that. I'm wearing handmade nerd eyeshadow, and it is not that dorky.
Oh, no, au contraire.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
No, I'm sorry. I can wear this in public. Can you wear a VR headset in public?
You can.
I don't think I'm cool.
No, they would not in any way.
Specific Publix.
Specific Publix,
okay.
Yeah.
You're wearing nerd cosmetics, and you're making jokes on Twitter about blending eyeshadows for slash fiction.
Who hate each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It is true.
Nerd anti-upped. Well, come on now. All right,
I actually wasn't making a slash fiction joke, but now that you've brought that up, yes, it is true. Anderson Fenris are having sex on my eyelids. See,
porn motivates everything.
It's true. It really does.
I hope that's the title of the episode.
Porn motivates everything. That's good. We'll get
titled episodes in months.
No, that's true. I make them boring, actual, useful titles so people know what to expect. But we have talked a lot about porn. That could fit in the title.
What kind of podcast is this?
I don't know. What can I say? I can't help it. Speaking of what kind of podcast this is, it is a finished podcast.
That was our best transition yet.
Smooth. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching and or listening. We are online at leorblog.com/catcontextpodcast. We're on Twitter at catcontext. I'm on Twitter at Hey It's Leor. Erlade's on Twitter at Erlade. Ellie doesn't want to talk to you.
Ellie's on Twitter, but it doesn't count.
Yeah. You can find me on Bitmoji, except that's not a social network.
No, Arrow, I think we can agree that Ellie just took the nerd title.
Should I give
You can find me on Bitmoji.
That is the dorkiest "Hey, what's up, fellow youth" sentence I have ever heard in my life.
I should give out my Final Fantasy record keeper friend code.
No,
all right.
Stop talking.
No. So next weekend, you guys, I'm going to the live Heroes of the Dorm finale here in Seattle at our giant it's this huge stadium, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So on the next podcast, I will be able to conclusively say what the deal is with esports.
Aren't you going?
What's the deal with esports?
That's at the place where the
Seahawks play.
Oh, it's outside.
It is, which is weird.
What's going to happen when Seattle rains on all of those computers? There's going to be a lot of electrocuted nerds.
I'm assuming they've thought of that, as I'm just going to guess that someone has mentioned that. We paid for the premiere tickets, which were $15 a piece, which is just about right. Which means that we can skip to the front of the line in front of all the 12-year-olds who can't get the money from their mom to pay for tickets. So we can get.
No, the 12-year-olds that are going to that are all going with their mom and probably paid $25 and are being in front of you.
Oh, curses. We're joking because I'm arranging, like, there's a bunch of people coming to town who I know from Twitter and blogging, and I'm arranging a little sort of pub meeting, and I was like, but the pubs in the area won't be too busy because everyone is 15 who's going to this. So the over 21s can go and drink.
I'm pretty sure they can close that down, too, just so you know.
Oh, okay. I actually have no idea. I've never been because I can't afford Seahawks tickets, but I can afford $15 to go see 10 college students play Heroes of the Storm, and I'm not going to understand any of it. I don't understand what's going on, but I figure what the hell. So I will talk about that next time.
That sounds exciting.
Esports. Yeah, that's a thing.
I'm going to talk about life in a guild in Star Wars because I'm in the Star Wars guild now.
Hooray!
God, that only took like 6 weeks. That's
no,
amazing.
that's took like 6 months.
All right, well,
all of the experience you missed out on.
It's true.
Yep,
Until then, thank you for watching and or listening. As I already said, now I'm repeating myself, so we're going. Goodbye. Best
Still my fault you brought up Norm.
Also, Leor, your name tag says that you're me from last week when I was you.
God damn it!
Did you seriously wait the whole show on purpose?
I noticed it like halfway through when I turned mine on, but then there wasn't any good time to say anything.
YouTube viewers, I am not Ellie. Okay, let's just be clear on that. I'm not.
Viewers, don't you mean Core?
Yeah, and even he's not here today, so forget
I was
it.
going to say, I thought he was on vacation. No,
forget it.
No, he's not. He's back.
Anyway, goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
I'm going to go eat my chili now.